Hey there, I'm Jennifer,
And I'm Jackie.
and welcome to Slightly Unsupervised. We're best friends, business partners, and the chaos behind Bestimony, a ceremony we created to celebrate the kind of soulmates who don't come with a marriage license.
This podcast is all about that friendship energy, the deep stuff, the messy stuff, and the laugh till you snort stuff.
So whether you're driving, folding laundry, or hiding in your car for some peace and quiet,
You're in good company. Let's get slightly unsupervised.
welcome back. We are on episode 7 now of our series, Making Friends Later in Life. And this is the 7th episode, and it is titled, When It's Not a Match, How to Handle Friendship Disappointment Without Shutting Down. We want to teach you how to handle rejection, ghosting, or misalignment without internalizing it or retreating from the connection.
Okay, so you met someone. You went to coffee, you had a conversation, maybe even thought, oh, this could be good. And then nothing. She didn't text back. She faded out, or worse, she turned out not to be who you thought she was. This episode is about that moment when it's not a match and how to handle without shutting down.
Yeah, rejection is personal. Everybody has to go through it. It happens all the time. And you really have, if you're in a position, I feel like if you're in a position where you don't have a lot of friends and you're at this age in life, later in life, that rejection is probably a big trigger in your life, that you are disappointed by somebody, maybe when you were younger, or you were rejected by a group of people, or whatever it is that happened. And when rejection it feels personal. It's not always personal. Sometimes it's just, there's reasons that people don't align with each other. And we just kind of want to talk about some of that so that you understand, if it isn't a match for you, that what could it possibly have been? And unfortunately, in today's world, this ghosting, which happens, that's not a word that Jackie and I grew up with. We didn't ghost each other. It wasn't something that happened. But now with social media or texting and all the things that ways we can connect with each other when you're not getting a response or they've disappeared, this ghosting thing happen. I wonder what happened when we were kids, Jack, when we just didn't talk to each other. Like, how would we know we weren't? There was no ghosting. It wasn't like you didn't get invited.
No, maybe like even at school, I'm thinking like it still didn't. I guess because we always had a group of friends. So
Yeah, you could be mad,
you were
but you,
still with that group. So it all worked out. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Um,
like we could be fighting. Two of us could be fighting, but in the group, you had to kind of move on
to be with the group.
to be with the
And we
group.
always,
Yeah,
when we did, we just had a group always, I think. I mean, me and
right.
you were super close, but I still felt like we had a group
Yeah, for sure we did. But
that we all defended and helped and, did everything. Like, remember, like I said, like two of our friends, when they were having a really bad time, I picked them up, didn't even tell them for a New Year's Eve party.
right.
And I'm like, you're both going. And then I had to put chains on. They both didn't get out of the car and help me
Think one of
because
them
they were
were
probably pissed. But I'm like, okay, they're sitting in the car probably talking to each other. So
right. Y'all feeling
it
better.
made it fine, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so but it comes from a lot of, I think, women's later in life stuff comes from that younger relationship when you're kids kind of thing, and then it doesn't work out, or women were bad to you, or they sold your boyfriend, or there's
Just
so
kind of
many variables.
stopped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have really good moral friends. I feel like.
Yeah. I had one at one point and um it's so hard to like my mother, she was a single. Well, she wasn't even single. She was with a guy, but she wasn't that serious about him. And I remember my mom like thinking it was like you shouldn't be hanging out with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I
Your
was just like, "Why?" Yeah. Because
mom?
she was really good looking and, pretty and all that. And she's just like, "She shouldn't be over at your house doing laundry. She shouldn't be doing this." And I'm like, "Well, she doesn't have this stuff. She has
Right.
a boyfriend that she lives with." And I just remember the whole thing. And then I had to sit back and I'm like, "Am I wrong? Like, is there something?" And then that was my thing too, because, my ex-husband
Yeah.
is my mom seeing something I didn't see.
She didn't want him around. She didn't want the good-looking girl around your husband.
Mhm. Right, but I trusted her though. I
Right.
made friends with her. She was friends with our sons were really good friends and it was a Victory Christian school. Like,
Right. Right.
so I'm like, "Okay, you're paying money for Victory Christian, like, you should
Right.
be have some, morals, obviously."
Well,
Mm,
I think some women have been burned or scorned by that, and they've learned a lesson. For sure, it happens. I mean, we're not denying that women take other women's boyfriends or whatever. Like,
the
it's
friendships, yeah.
they're the people, though. It's the people that those people are. So you know, we could talk about like our friendships with people that we're friends with. We wouldn't do that.
Well, I'm just saying that's like a discomfort or incompatibility as far as I'm concerned. And it was something that I didn't see. My mom
Right.
saw it, but I didn't because I'm always see the best in everyone first. I never, like, try to see the worst. I am and I'm proud of myself for that. Like,
But let me
I
ask you this,
always
Jackie, how many friends does your mom have? Like, ho does your mom have, like
none,
no.
none.
So there's the point of it. Your mom is married to your dad, has been married to your dad forever, and she has
Mhm.
her children, and that's her life, but she looks at it differently because she comes from it from a different angle. Maybe she doesn't have friends that she had like that, that she would trust, that she's giving you her perspective from her angle. Maybe your mom had some bad juju with some people, women younger in life, and that she doesn't really she sees
Oh,
it
no. I can tell you exactly. My dad I remember being younger, my dad cheated at one point, and then I never knew about my mom, and then my I was when I became a mother, I was like, "Oh my gosh, with my ex-husband, I need to stay with him. I know how hard you worked with dad." I remember hearing you guys you didn't tell us, but we heard how you listen to
Yeah,
your
you
parents.
well, yeah, you're the oldest.
It was that he had cheated, and she's like, "Oh, well, you're crazy if you don't think I did. I did too."
You're like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah, and I'm like, "That's something I coulda went to my grave with not knowing."
Well, that didn't
I would never tell my kids.
you didn't
Huh?
your dad never said anything evidently because your mom must have talked about your dad cheating on her, and
Oh, yeah.
he didn't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
your dad didn't talk about your mom cheating on him, right?
Nope, nope.
Protected her probably.
Maybe that's why I have more respect for him
Yeah,
because he didn't realize that we heard it, and then he didn't pull us into it. Does that make
right,
sense? And
right,
I was just so much older, and had kids, and I was just like looked at her like, "Why did you just say that to me?"
right,
Literally, I coulda went to the grave without knowing that. It gave me more respect for you, and now I lost it all
right,
because you felt revenge. Because how she put it was revenge because of what he did.
right, where he did
I
it.
went through the same thing. I didn't do revenge.
Right,
My
right,
ex cheated. I did not do revenge.
right, right.
But
Well,
that's me.
yeah, everybody does it differently, but your mom is probably giving you her perspective from, like, her life, So, like, we gotta imagine these people coming into this, listening to this podcast are probably coming from that angle too, that we're
Mhm.
probably a little too I think we just have good friendship, so we have a really good baseline of what friendship should look like and not look like, so it kinda keeps people from clinging on too long because 'cause we're like, "No, you're not really friend material," or whatever. But some
Yeah.
people that don't have this or have these relationships that are having this tough time that, immediately if they're not liked or they're feel like they've got ghosted or whatever, they will retreat. And it's the thing that I keep saying, like, you gotta keep trying. Like, you gotta go back at it because you could be putting some old wounds on a new relationship that don't belong to it. You gotta give each person their own chance to show you who they are. I'm not saying everybody you meet's gonna be great, but I'm gonna say that you have to be open to at least watching that and, taking the rejection a little bit. You gotta get a little tough skin on this because 'cause you're not gonna make connections just because you want a new friend tomorrow doesn't mean you're gonna have a connection of a new friend tomorrow? So, you gotta kinda look at their stage in life too, right? Their capacity to even have you in their life. Maybe they have a husband that requires a lot of time. I know there's a lady here that I'm pretty good friends with that's husband travels a lot and she's travels with him all the time. And so I don't see her that much. I like her when I see her. We have a glass of wine or whatever, but she's got a different capacity for being friends than I do. I'm here most of the time and she's traveling or off doing whatever with him all the time. So even though it'd be fun to hang out with her more, I have to respect the fact that she doesn't have the time to do it. And it's not a reflection on me. It's just a reflection on her where she is in life. That's
Mhm.
what she's capable of. So
That's
you
what
gotta
people have to
kinda
realize. Yeah.
yeah, you gotta kinda watch people and watch the way they behave so that you're not feeling this rejection thing, and sometimes it's just misaligned energy. We went through that energy thing, you gotta match up with energy that you may feel this person may be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you're gonna be the besties of friends, and they're like, "Not on this side. I don't feel that." So,
Well, here's another, really good example. So one friend that I made and that ended up not good,
yeah,
I worked with her.
yeah,
A guy came over and she's outside talking to him. So I go out there and say, "Hey," because we're closing up. It was closing time.
yeah,
And so I'm like, "It's time to go, blah, blah, blah. Come on, come back in. We need to get this stuff done." And I thought nothing of it. She didn't tell me anything, didn't say a thing. Me and my husband went out with her and her husband
yeah,
after that. And then I brought up saying something. I forget. She was saying something. So I brought up, "Oh, well, you mean like the redhead that you were talking to the other night?" And her husband's all like, "What?" I guess it was an ex-boyfriend. I had no clue.
Oh!
She never told me.
Oh, no. You tattled on her.
Yes.
Shit.
Oh, yeah. He, like, was the whole way home because we were doing a Polaris ride. We have a Polaris ride, and the little microphones that we have kept asking her questions about it. I'm like, "I didn't know I brought she didn't act like there was anything." Well,
Oh, no.
obviously she didn't, because she had a guilty conscience, and that was
Oh,
a friend that's I ended up, like, 2 years later not friends with anymore because she pulled some more stunts,
she's
and
probably
it
angry
was
at
just
you,
like,
bro.
that was a red flag I should have seen. Like, the fact that her husband's all, "No, that's her ex-boyfriend," and I was like, "I had no clue. I'm so
Oh my
sorry."
god. So awkward.
You know me, Miss Innocent. I'm just like, and I just brought it up because we were talking about something, and it just was the perfect time not to do anything. You know
I
me.
know. Like, I accidentally told on you. That must have been so awkward. Oh,
And
yeah.
it wasn't, because she didn't say anything about it.
I know,
I
but
think we were
awkward
talking
for,
about
like,
being late or something, like, at night, like, getting out late, and I was like, "Oh, like that time." I think that's what it was. I go, "Oh, like the time you had that redheaded guy there," and I was
oh,
like, "Come on, back in." And then she's all, and
oh,
"Wait,
shit.
did he look like this? Did he look" and I'm like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
no.
well, that's her ex-boyfriend." I'm like,
Oh,
"Geez,
no.
I had no clue. She didn't tell me."
So you can see how these things happen. Like, you could actually tell on somebody and not really know about it. But anyway, so let's take rejection lightly. Let's go into this with different feelings of, I'm on a interview and I don't necessarily want this job and they don't necessarily want me. We'll decide later if we like each other. And so keep kind of that into, not everybody is required to like you. And, there is this awkwardness that can happen. It's going to happen the first few times you meet with somebody. Awkwardness kind of takes a little bit of time to get through it. Anxiety is really about being anxious about it. You're going into a situation you don't really know anything about, and you can definitely get really anxious about it. These are not like red flags, like, oh my God, I feel awkward. Oh my God, there's anxiety in my body. These are not red flags, hun. These are like normal things that happen, and don't push a friendship aside that could be potentially something for you because these things occur. These are pretty natural things for everybody to feel. And you got to kind of work through that a little bit, get to the other side of it. I mean, I would be anxious to go meet somebody first time or, feel it to be a little awkward, wouldn't you, Jack?
Well, but it's funny you saying that, because I don't feel like you would. I
You
feel
know?
like you would do better. Yeah, I don't
Really?
know wwhy. I'm the more anxiety. I've got, like, little, like, my ears got a little where I pick at it. I do certain things
Look at the
because I get
ceiling.
anxiety.
Yeah,
Um, I don't feel I feel like you're more, open, I guess, to it than I am.
I gotcha. That I'm more
Like,
receptive to
mhm.
people and their situations than.
Yeah, where I am more like, okay, I've been burned so many times that I'm
Right.
like, I get a little freaked out
Right. Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. But you would have on a normal day, if you were just gonna go meet somebody that you met on the thing, you were gonna have coffee with them, naturally you would be a little anxious and it would be a little awkward. Would be.
Mhm.
These are not red flags. These are just a normal reaction to a situation that everybody would be into. I would be a little anxious and I would be a little awkward too, because you're starting from scratch.
Yeah, it's not like when you're sitting there at the casino table and talking to people,
Right.
and
Oh,
then,
this
yeah,
yeah.
"Hey, let's meet tomorrow."
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably in Vegas, you probably wouldn't meet them tomorrow, but you tell them you were
I'll be like, "We're not going. No, Jackie, we're not going tomorrow." So
we're sleeping in.
yeah, exactly. So when these things come up, don't just toss it out as like, this is not meant for me. This is too bad. Work through your stuff a little bit, y'all. Life is about being a little anxious and a little awkward in life. So it's, not the worst thing on the planet. That don't give yourself that this thing was a total failure because you were anxious and just and
Yeah.
awkward with it. So
Take your time.
take your
Just,
time.
ask the right questions. Don't give too much of yourself at first, because
Right.
nobody wants it at first anyways. I
No,
don't want it hear
no.
all your shit at first, because
Jackie
then
really do.
I'm gonna take it in. I'm
Right.
gonna go home to my husband about it, and then he's gonna tell me, yeah, no."
Right. Well,
Makes sense?
you could also say that because energy is energy, right? I
Mhm.
know we have Melinda that does a
And
podcast.
I mean, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with that you have issues. I mean, I don't wanna make that,
But there's
like,
an energy.
you have to be
Everybody has an
perfect.
energy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's energy. So if you go into this meeting with good energy or bad energy, whatever the
Mhm.
energy is, and you attach it to somebody's going home with that energy, they can feel either way. If you're susceptible to that, which I am. I am energy person. That's why I generally will take in people that have something wrong with them because I'm like, oh, something's wrong with you. You need some help. But You
That's
have
why Jen's friends with me, guys.
That's not true at all. I was friends with you long, long time ago. But, be responsible for the energy you bring to something too. Like it's important that when you're coming into these things, that your energy is a place where it's good for that person too. Like be aware of your energy, be aware of what you're
Yeah.
bringing into it. I mean, Jackie and I have started doing this podcast. So this is kind of a fun one. And we did episode 1. Well, Jackie wasn't really into doing it. And so I listened to the podcast afterwards and I called her and I said, "We're redoing number 1, Jackie." She's like, "Why?" I go, "Cause your energy's bad. Just bad energy. Like we're not going to do that. We're going to give the best we can of what we can so that we're trying to help people." And she had a total change of heart and she's done it and it's good. But if we just went off the first time that Jackie did it, or we stopped when Jackie didn't want to keep doing it, then the whole thing could have died. So, you got to give
And
space.
now Michelle's like, "It's Jackie's show." She's like, "You talk a lot now." I'm like,
I know.
"Okay, well, we'll wait till our episode or 7 episodes of friendship."
So, let it be what it is. Don't get yourself so disappointed. You may go back and forth with this that you might get ghosted, you might get shut down. You may shut down and you may ghost.
Yep.
Be open to that. Like if they can do it, you can do it. So, it's not necessarily a slap in your face. People don't want to tell people that they didn't like them or it wasn't a match. It's just they just ghost each other now. I mean, I guess that's the way you figure that out. They weren't really into you or they didn't really like you. So, don't take it too personally and keep going back at it. And you have old wounds that are coming up, triggers that are happening, and please don't overcompensate. Don't try to attack somebody and overdo it. That's the we was talking about the last episode. That'll kill it because people are
And
overwhelmed.
I feel like if they ghost you, obviously that wasn't a friendship to begin with, so don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
don't take it personally.
Yeah.
'Cause you go through a lot of friends, believe me, I've had tons of friends in
Yeah.
between, like, me and you and everything, and yeah, and when they left or when I mainly it was me.
It left. Yeah.
I don't mean it as, like, a big thing, but I am very particular, and yeah, it just I was done. I
Yeah.
was done, and it was fine,
Yeah.
and I would respect someone to do that to me. I guess we do have a friend that did that to me, but she also gave you a ultimatum. You had to be her friend or my friend,
Right.
and you made your decision. And I'm
Right.
like, "Yeah, I win." Well, hello. No, I'm just kidding.
One thing about me that you can't do. You can't tell me what to do. I'm like, no, no, no.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't
You don't give
Don't give ultimatums.
ultimatums, right?
Yeah, it's not a good thing for me because I could be friends with a bunch of people and they could be separate people, and I don't have a problem with
Yeah.
that. But when you're trying to tell me who I can be friends with, who that's when we run into a problem because it's like, no, no, no. I'm a big girl. I can decide what I want to do, what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I don't have to hang out with you with them, that type of thing.
Yeah, like, don't do that. So, anyway, so don't let the old patterns, create these wounds in you again that you're gonna shut down immediately. Keep trying. Go back out. Get out of there and do it again. You are gonna feel some disappointments. It's gonna happen, and, try to keep your wits about you that you are it's a slow, steady climb that you're gonna have to take some time and you're gonna have to do it. And alignment takes people that have the same alignment as you. And you might have to go at it 7 or 8 times before you find somebody that you can really like, or even more than that. You
Yep.
might get it on the first one, but don't guarantee it. And when they don't respond or whatever, don't get your feelings hurt and go back, retreat to yourself and
Yeah, because when you think about us, really took our time. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have I don't even think anybody thought that we had a breakup.
yeah.
When they see us together now,
Yeah. They're like, oh, you
and
guys have always been friends. We're like,
you know
no,
what I
we
mean?
weren't for a while.
So, it says that making friends later in life isn't about speed, it's about alignment, and alignment takes time.
It takes
And
time.
I think that was us too, we had to take our time
Mm,
to get back to the friendship we had. It
right.
wasn't like right away, we weren't like all of a sudden gossiping and talking about anyone or anything like that. It was quite a few visits together and
And
time
we kept
together.
at it. You know what I mean? We
Yeah,
kept at it.
and a lot
Like,
of talks
yeah,
on the
like I
phone.
invite you up, you invite me up. Like
Mhm.
we both mutually came. Wasn't like one sided. It was like every time I had to go see Jackie or Jackie had to come see me. We gave each other that some
Yep.
opportunity. So if we can't put it together that fast, you're not going to put it together that fast either. So don't feel like
Yeah.
it's a failure because you don't. go out the gate with a new best friend. It's going to take some time. All right. If this episode hit you in the feels or made you laugh way too hard, we consider that a win.
Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your ride or die.
And when you're ready to make your friendship official, book your bestimony at rhinestoneweddingchapel.com.
Because the best love stories don't always come with a ring.
We stick together, ride or die to the moon, and no amount of space could ever come between us two. The reuniting's like we've never been apart, and every single time we're eye to eye and heart to heart. There's not enough words to describe what you mean to me. Through heartaches and ups and downs in this life, you've stayed right next to me. I vow to make you laugh till you cry and talk about everything under the moon. The definition of a best friend is you. Is you. And we'll keep dancing through the rain, forever connected. Same page, we're writing our story every day. We'll keep on going.